Welcome to the Sibling Rivalry MMA podcast. Third episode we're recording in the last hour. But the two previous to this one I'll be in the same shirt. I said this last video.
I'm almost done with my Starbucks.
We did the Usman vs. McGregor rumors video. We did the UFC on ESPN 9 Woodley vs. Burns predictions preview video. Not that in-depth of preview or predictions because the card sucks.
It'll be fine.
But it's there, and it's a fun video. So go check it out. And on this episode, we are talking about just looking back on the first ever and only ever MMA trade, Ben Askren for Mighty Mouse, and who won the trade, how the trade went down, and all that stuff.
Yeah. So Cejudo, he's officially retired. They took his belt away and took him off the rankings and all that. So I guess he's officially retired. We'll see if he comes back or not. But it just kind of had me thinking, just looking back on that Mighty Mouse and Askren trade and how that trade changed so much in the UFC. I don't think that they really saw that coming out of it. Obviously the Mighty Mouse and Cejudo fight happened before the trade. Otherwise they wouldn't be able to fight. But Cejudo wins that. If they don't do the trade, obviously they have to fight for a third time. But he's gone. So that kind of leads the path for Cejudo to do everything that he did. Demetrius Johnson, he refused to ever go up and fight TJ and all that. So TJ ended up coming down and fighting Cejudo, and Cejudo knocks him out. Who knows if Mighty Mouse would have done it the way that he did. So it kind of just made Cejudo's legend there, right? He moves up to 35, gets the second belt, something that Mighty Mouse wouldn't do. So just there, that kind of changed everything there and made Cejudo who he is. Which Mighty Mouse over in the other organization is doing great too, so it's good for ONE FC, but it really changed a lot for the UFC.
Yeah, I don't think it really did much for ONE FC. Even with Mighty Mouse there, I haven't watched a live ONE FC event yet. I don't even know when Mighty Mouse is fighting. I think he's fought there 2 times maybe. I don't even know. And in the UFC, Henry Cejudo has made the flyweight and bantamweight division extremely exciting in 2 of the most talked about divisions. So I don't know if it's as much about the trade as it is what Cejudo's done, but the UFC getting Askren also, Askren was able to sell cards, and it made Masvidal a star just by beating Askren.
Yeah, that's what changed everything up there too. You get Askren over here, he makes a lot of noise, got a lot of people excited, kind of made people like Woodley a little bit because they were fun together. They liked him for about 2 days, so that was nice. And then, so Askren comes over, he gets that win over Robbie Lawler. I think he won. Then he fights Masvidal, who gets that 5-second knockout and made Masvidal a star. Yeah. So then you got all these new stars in that division. That leads the way for the baddest motherfucker belt with him and Diaz, which is leading the way for them maybe fighting again, or Masvidal and McGregor fighting, which never would have happened before.
Yeah, the thing, it really did work out because Mighty Mouse was never going to be a star, and he was never going to do the things Cejudo did. So if he would have came back and beat Cejudo, it would have been bad for the UFC. Cejudo is a top 5 sell right now, I feel like. At least talked about. People are always talking about Henry Cejudo, and now that he retired, people are actually liking him, it seems like. Mm-hmm. They want him back and stuff. And if Mighty Mouse were retired, I don't think anyone would have gave a shit. It damn near seems like he's retired right now. Yeah. And nobody cares that nobody's going to ONE FC to watch these fights.
Well, people overseas might be interested in ONE FC.
They probably were already though.
But I'm sure they're happy about Demetrius Johnson being there. I don't know.
It was definitely good for ONE FC because they didn't lose anything.
Yeah.
They didn't actually lose Askren. Askren was retired. Mm-hmm. So it was good for both. But nobody won the trade, but the UFC got a lot out of it, which obviously they're going to get more out of it. They're the bigger organization in general. Mm-hmm. But I've seen a lot of people act like the UFC lost that trade, and that's just not true. They've gotten so much out of this trade.
Yeah, just because Askren was, kind of a bust, I guess, it changed everything, all kinds of stuff for the UFC and made it really exciting and fun and made stars out of people that weren't even involved in the trade.
Yeah, now the UFC should trade TJ Dillashaw to Bellator and get Pitbull.
That'd be fun.
Now that Cejudo's gone and Pitbull and Cejudo are training partners, Pitbull can come to the UFC and try to win that belt and be a 2-weight champ too. Mm-hmm. I think that'd be awesome if there's another trade, do that because fuck TJ Dillashaw. I was a huge TJ fan, but he openly cheated, and fuck it, send him to Bellator, and we'll get Pitbull, who might be the best fighter in the world at those weights.
So, since we were talking about Cejudo retiring, right before they stripped him and everything, him and Volkanovski were talking about fighting each other. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cejudo said he would come back if they let him fight for the 45 belt, and Volkanovski was like, yeah, let's do it. I've been saying for a long time I would love to see that fight.
Yeah. It makes more sense if Volkanovski is the champ because they're kind of like the same height at least.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's still a really big weight difference.
I would just love to see how he does against him.
Yeah, I would too. And I mean, I'd like that fight. Volkanovski, he needs to fight Max first. Max deserves the immediate rematch.
Sure.
But if he beats him again, yeah, I mean, do it. I don't see why not. There's not really any other contender there that's absolutely deserves a title shot. Korean Zombie maybe, but he got knocked out by Yair a couple years ago. So I mean, I wouldn't mind the Cejudo Volkanovski fight. I think Cejudo's earned it. Absolutely, he's looked incredible.
Mm-hmm.
If he beats him, that was like the best run ever of the guys he beat in a row.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to let him do it, especially since he just retired. They're not going to let him come and try to get a belt and then retire again.
Yeah, that's like with GSP. They didn't want him to do it, and they let him, and he proved them right. He did exactly what they thought he would, and they wouldn't let him come back and fight Habib because of it.
Yeah, and Cejudo's not going to stick around and try to defend that 45-pound belt. No way.
And there's nobody at 55 he can go up and beat. So,
no.
Just 3-weight champ. C4.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, that's how the trade went down. I would love to see more trades. That was awesome, even though it was like 3 years ago, I think.
Yeah, and it's kind of all ran its course. Askren's done, Cejudo's done, Demetrius Johnson's over there doing whatever, and people are kind of over Masvidal. But
yeah, so we need something new. We need another.
Yeah.
And I think somebody for Pitbull, dude. That's the guy that needs to be in the UFC is Pitbull.
Yeah.
2-weight champ in Bellator. That dude, fuck Bellator. Come to the UFC and fight the best guys because he might be the best guy in the world. He's unreal.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I said, go check out those other 2 videos. Enter the Daniel Cormier Funko Pop giveaway. Yeah. We got them right here. Enter that on our Twitter. Follow us, retweet, and then comment and subscribe to enter that contest. And we will see you guys next time.